Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Hope you guys are well wherever you are in the world. And in today's video, I am very excited to do this video, guys. We are taking a look at the brand new Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic Godzilla figure from Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, before I go any further, I want to give a big thank you and special shout out to Hiya Toys for sending me this figure for review. Now, without any further ado, let's get straight into the review, guys. From head to toe, this figure is absolutely beautiful. This is by far my favorite Legendary Godzilla figure in the 6-inch scale. So let's take a look closer at the details of the figure. So the figure is also nicely painted with a bit of grays and browns. If you look inside if you look at the mouth area, he's got a nice colored flesh tone. The teeth are painted with just brown shading. His eyes are also well painted. Let me just zoom in closer so you guys can take a look at the eyes. And Hiya did a very good job with the overall face of this Godzilla. So just by having his mouth closed, I mean, I think this figure is the most screen accurate looking Godzilla figure in the 6-inch scale. So just moving down his back, just giving you guys a look at the details. So the figure is painted with nice shades of browns. It's just moving up along the tail. Okay, and then just moving towards the hands. So his hands, they got nice details on his hands. He's got his claws. The arms look thick. So does his shoulders, especially the width of his chest. This Godzilla looks strong. He looks like he's been working out. Now on the legs look very well detailed as well, well painted, especially on the feet. Okay, now I want to get into the articulation of the figure. So now, let me just move him back a little so you guys can take a look at him. Now let's start from the head. So this figure can look up about as much as that. That's as high as his head can go. Now, you might be thinking, oh, that's a bummer. Not really. I mean, sure, I mean, the SH Monster Arts Godzilla can tilt his head up all the way up, but when you come down towards, when you want to turn his head, he's got better posability on his neck. Now, about the neck, these two pieces are free floating. Okay, so like whenever you want to pose him or move his neck, see, like there's you have this gap, so you kind of have to manually just adjust the neck pieces to do that. Now for you guys watching that are going to be doing toy photography, you have to keep this in mind. But for those of you watching that just want this figure to be in your collection to sit on your shelf, I mean, you really don't have to worry about that. You just have to pose him in a nice way that he'll look good on your shelf. So now in terms of like the articulation gaps, this is very reminiscent to the NECA figure, where the gappages are a little bit more streamlined or fluid, and this figure is much more easily posable than the SH Monster Arts. So especially in the arms, and in the shoulders. So like I can turn his arms all the way, and you can give him a good fighting pose with this Godzilla. You can bend his elbows about as much like that. Now in the middle part of his body, this is very reminiscent to NECA's design. So like you can swivel this way. Okay, so let me adjust the camera for you guys. And you can push, you can crunch them about as much like that. And that looks pretty cool. Now going further down to the legs, you get good articulation range on the legs. You don't get a lot of gappage. Okay, but it's still there. Okay, so you can move his legs all the way around. Now, by the way, this figure feels very sturdy in my hands. So he feels just nice and sturdy, like with a lot of heft. So you don't have to, I don't feel worried about anything popping off him. And I've done toy photography with this figure so far, and nothing's popped off. Everything is nice and solid. Okay, so now going down towards the legs. Oops, sorry. So you can extend his legs fully about as much like that, so he can be standing fully upright. Okay, and he's got good bend in the knees. Okay, and there's also another articulation point here on the shins, so you just have to adjust it. So he's much easier to pose, and so he's got a good stance. So now let's look at the tail. The tail is very well designed, so the tail is much easier to bend and pose as opposed to the SH Monster Arts. So overall, I mean, yes, this figure, in terms of like the head, there is he does have limited posing, like looking straight up, but his neck is able to turn much more than the SH Monster Arts or even the NECA. Okay, so I like this very much. I actually prefer this a little bit more. Okay, now let's bring out some of the other Godzilla figures so we can do some comparisons. Getting into comparisons with the top three. So by looking at these three figures, I think it's pretty obvious to you which one looks the best. So let me take this guy out, because everybody wants to compare these two. Now, I never noticed how inaccurate this SH Monster Arts Legendary Godzilla was until this guy came along. So you can clearly see Hiya did a fantastic job of getting the appearance, the overall sculpt right on this Godzilla. He looks by far much more movie accurate than this SH Monster Arts figure. So like the thickness of the neck, the thickness of his shoulders, his chest, his arms, even like on the midsection. So like he's really, now comparing these two, he's really thin. Okay, now looking at these guys face to face, I mean when Hiya announced that they were doing 6-inch scale figures, I had a feeling that they could only go up from here, and thankfully they did. I mean, having a bigger Godzilla figure, especially an articulated Godzilla figure, is always a welcome treat. So now giving you guys a comparison to like to the neck earlier, like how I mentioned. Okay, so that's as far as the Hiya version will go in terms of like looking straight up. But when you try and pose his head, try and get him to turn, he just doesn't, he can't do it well. Whereas the Hiya figure, you'll have a much easier time turning his head. Okay, now in terms of like the teeth, I'm very picky when it comes to teeth. The teeth on the Hiya figure just looks more pronounced. So in my opinion, guys, I mean, this guy is, he's clearly the best figure, the best 6-inch scale Legendary Godzilla figure that any company has ever put out. So congratulations, Hiya, you guys knocked it out of the park with this figure. Now I'm gonna talk about some just one con that people that I've talked to have pointed out, which is this pin right here. Now, having it in my hands, this is really not an eyesore. It might be for some of you, okay, but it's definitely not for me. Now, I can understand some of you not liking this because as collectors of high-end figures, you know, like SH Monster Arts and stuff, we're not used to seeing this. Now, this is only visible on this side, but it's not on the other side, you know. But hopefully in the future, you know, Hiya will do, you know, will improve this, you know. And one thing that I would like to see in the future is just open hands. I mean, you know, this guy, he's got, you know, the new SH Monster has got open hands for striking and things. So hopefully in future Godzilla figures, we'll see, you know, open hands. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a heat ray version in the future. Giving you a comparison with other figures that you might have in your collection. So here we have Mecha Godzilla, SH Monster Arts 2021, and Kong. These two looks good together. So I wonder how if Hiya will make their version, how that one will look. Here we have SH Monster Arts Ultima and SH Monster Arts Shin Godzilla 4th version. And you can see Shin Godzilla is just a tad taller than the new Hiya Godzilla. But these two look great together. I can't wait to match them up in photos. And here we have SH Monster Arts Godzilla Earth and SH Monster Arts Kokyokyok Godzilla 1989, and still the tallest Godzilla in the 6-inch scale arena. And there you have it, guys. The pros on this figure greatly outweigh the two minor cons on this figure itself. Guys, go out and get this figure at $49 right now on Big Bad Toy Store on pre-order. Guys, this is a great buy. You're getting a great looking Godzilla with great articulation. And if you guys stick around to the end, I will show you guys my my photo gallery of this figure. He looks awesome. For you guys doing toy photography, you must get this figure, all right? And even if for those of you that don't do toy photography, this is a great figure just to have in your collection sitting on your shelf. He looks awesome. I promise you guys will be happy with this figure. All right, guys, now that's it for this review. Now, before I go, I want to give a big special shout out and thank you to Hiya for sending me out this figure. Thank you so much, guys. And I hope to work with you again in the future. That's it for now, guys. Thank you so much. You guys take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.